All right, hey everyone, it's February the 25th, the year 2017. Got a letter from Schaeffer today. I've scanned it in. It is to the public. I have not read it, so we'll read it together for the first time. Wanted to remind you guys that Schaeffer is currently going through an appeal, and these two wicked, evil, reprobate devils from hell are working to keep Schaeffer Cox in prison for 26 years. They've recently released 126 pages that put forth the government's argument to keep Schaeffer Cox incarcerated. They refuse to mention any of the times over a 2-year period where Schaeffer was recorded as saying he didn't want to hurt anybody. He wanted to pull a Gandhi, not a Rambo. And they forget to mention that he was provoked to violence by paid government informants who were completely off the rails. Bill Fulton being one of them, who is profiting from writing a book. And also Gerald J.R. Olson, who ran drugs for Hell's Angels. So this is Schaeffer's address right here. If you guys care to write an encouraging letter to Schaeffer, I'm sure that he would love to hear from you. It's an absolute atrocity. This whole situation is almost beyond belief. The fact that he's in a CMU prison and the fact that they limit his communications a great deal more than they would if he was just in a regular federal prison. But here's the letter. Let's read it together. This is his writing, Francis Schaeffer Cox, 16179-006, U.S. Penitentiary, CMU. CMU stands for Communications Management Unit. You also have P.O. Box 1000, Marion, Illinois. The letter was sent to me. I've covered up my home address. This is the first letter, first page. I think it goes 7 pages. Schaeffer Cox. It was written on February the 14th of 2017. So it was written 11 days ago. It says, open letter. Dear Rudy, I got 2 cards that really moved me. One was from D. Kelly, who is Todd Ingle's mother, and his 2 nieces, Kaylin and Cassie. The other was from Lindsay Szymanski and Jessica Edgar, who is Lavoie's niece. Wow, that's Lavoie Finicum. So these are the families of the men who just starting the journey I started many years ago. What struck me was the strength these women had during this hard and scary time of political persecution. Their family members are being fed to the lions right now, and they still have the courageous resilience to write to me. They just told me to stay strong, keep writing, and know that I've got nationwide support. They promised that they'd get all of us out eventually. Let me tell you, tyranny has no way to overcome people like this. They will have us all out. They will have us all out. I know this because I've seen who they are up against. Tyrants and tyrannical systems are mind-bogglingly incompetent and give up anytime something becomes hard. I'm in my 7th year of this fight. Let me share what's in my heart for those who are following in my footsteps. Don't ever see yourself as a victim or as a criminal. You are neither. You are a hero fighting for your country. You have been called into modern battle. And it could be years before we win this war, but it is very winnable. In the Stone Age, wars were fought with stone. In the Iron Age, weapons were iron. In the Industrial Age, wars were fought with weaponized industrial output. We live in the Information Age, and wars are being fought with information and disinformation. The evil empire took aim at you, and they're going to launch an all-out attack on you with lies. They chose the battleground when they dragged you into court. That's to their advantage because lawyers, judges, and state-approved media all deal in lies. But your advantage is that the truth has a power all its own. It scares the wicked and evildoers upright. Let me read that sentence again. It scares the wicked and emboldens the upright. This is truth combat, and you are gladiator in full contact life and death contest. Leo fast. Know you can win. Banish your fear. Let me see if I can figure out what that word is. I can't Leo or Lea, leave. I don't know. Okay, let's move on. Banish your fear. Attorneys are not experts or any smarter than any other people. They are needless mooch. They are what now? They are needless mooch industry like realtors. Use them like a secretary. But check their work before they turn it in. And don't let them shush you into silence when it's time to proclaim the truth. The truth is your sword alone. Nobody's going to swing it but you. Judges deceive the people into thinking they are referees, but in reality, they are goalies. Don't be fooled. Judges will do the right thing only after you have cut off all other options, and then they will delay as long as possible, accept this fact, and work with it. Juries believe what they want to believe, not necessarily what reason points to. They, like most sleepers, don't want to believe that the government turned on its own people and is waging a 21st century psyop war on all of us. Work within the jury's comfort delusion as much as you can, but do not try to accommodate the lies and official mythology put forward by the lawyers, which includes the judge, in the form of intimidating showmanship. Remember, black-robed judges are magicians putting on a magic show. All lawyers, cops, and court staff are part of the act. If you can spoil the show, the spell will be broken. The jury will see that it's all fake and perhaps let you go. Even Chris Angel, David Copperfield, and David Blaine look silly when you know how the tricks are done. Courts are no different. The FBI's favorite magic trick is to send their magician's assistants into your territory to act up, say violent things, and do bad stuff. Then they haul you in front of the main magician's court, who's in on the trick, and say, "Look what you guys were doing." A magician whose act has been exposed loses his mystique and his power over the audience, i.e. jury. All he can do at that point is walk off stage. A defense attorney who exposes the show or lets his client expose it will never be allowed in another magic show court again. So it's up to you. Judges will read all the newspaper articles on the trial, but probably won't read all the motions they rule on. Why? Because they know this is an information war, and you aren't on the same side. Don't let your heart wither if a judge gives you a 30-year sentence or even life. Judges are grandstanding politicians for the deep state, and like other politicians, they make sensational promises that never materialize. You're going to prison for 30 years is a campaign promise that will be forgotten in a few weeks, and take 30 years to come true. Chances are it won't. So don't believe it till you see it. If your wife leaves you, give her permission to leave and stay and still be loved by you. Most women aren't made for this stuff, and that's okay. If you cling to her, it will only make her feel guilty and attach negative associations to you. Be a gracious gentleman about it, and she'll be able to mourn the loss without the anger or frustration at you. If you have children, visit with them now, because after you are sentenced, you could be sent to the ADX or to a CMU where you are not allowed human contact. If you get any of the various kinds of torture, let me read that again. If you get any of the various kinds of torture, just know that it will pass. Don't fear it. Fear is the real torture. Everything else is just a ritual to get you to the place of fear. Whether you are black boxed, hot boxed, dieseled, smoked and frozen, put on a 30-minute sleep deprivation intervals, chained in submission poses, four-pointed, interrogated, starved, deprived of air and light, beaten, shocked, maced, or thrown in the hole for years, you can endure it. You can win. They don't want to kill you. They want you to choose death. Just don't do it. Choose pain over despair. Stand up straight. Look people in the eye. Take in the horrible experience fully. Be present in the moment. Your body will take it if your spirit can stand it. Tough guys break, but a man with a pure heart never does. Don't hate the pain. Torture is a worship service for fear, put on by the government, which is the church of evil. But you can transcend the event. By confronting the challenges of it, your hidden nature will be exposed, and you will learn to be completely honest with yourself. You have been called to see and experience something very difficult. Be worthy of your mission. This evil treatment is actually making you into one of the heroes who will defeat the empire in the end. This is a poetic beauty. There is a poetic beauty in this. Set your sights on it, and you will suffer well. Do not betray your countrymen by helping the prosecution. Even Jesus hates snitches. It's wrong. Don't even consider it. If you get hit with a whole grip of time, that can be untangled later on. But if you sell your self-respect, you'll never ever get it back. No matter what happens, you're going to spend a lot of time locked in a cage with yourself. If you betray your friends, you'll wrestle with your self-loathing all night, every night, until you just waste away to nothing. On top of that, every solid convict you ever meet will be looking for a chance to stab you for telling. But if you hold fast, like my co-defendants, and I did, even the biggest, meanest gangster on the prison yard will kneel before you like like one of King Arthur's knights. I believe in you. Keep your body fit by doing low-impact workouts every day. Yoga is great, so is walking. Keep your mind fit by working hard on your case, but also setting aside time each day where you think about totally unrelated things. Play chess, write letters to friends, read classical literature, play spitball darts if you have to, but don't lease your mind in legal mode for longer than 10 to 15 hours at a stretch. Keep your soul fit by finding some small way to show kindness to others every day. Make someone some tea. Say some kind words to uplift a friend. Protect someone from an attack. Share your meal. These things are not just to make others feel better. They are an essential part of keeping your own humanity alive. In addition to kindness, you need to find ways to be creative. Write stories or music, or draw pictures. Sing. Make good improvised jail food. Just do something well that takes an artistic touch. Sprout apple seeds on a damp tissue if that's all you've got. But do something that shows you your own reverence for life. There is more to say, but 7 pages is enough for now. Fear not, Schaeffer Cox. All right, that's his address right there. I pray that you take the time to write him a letter and encourage him. Don't ever let this man believe that we have forgotten about him, because we have not forgotten about him.